Okay, elements and compounds. Chemists like to classify matter. Well, we classify everything. We put things in categories. Helps us understand. So matter can be classified into groups depending on how the atoms are relating to each other. So one group of matter is called an element. Characteristic of an element is it cannot be broken down into other substance by chemical means. It can be broken down by nuclear methods, but we're not going to talk about nuclear methods in this class. So chemical means. So that's like the Lego brick. It cannot be broken down into other bricks using your bare hands. You can't change them. They're unchangeable. They're the fundamental building blocks. Examples of elements are iron, aluminum, oxygen, hydrogen. All those letters on the periodic table back there, those are all elements. And we're going to learn more than you want to know about elements. All matter is composed of elements. Elements are the building blocks of the universe. Okay? Everything has elements in it. All matter has elements in it.
So the exchange of electrons, or wouldn't that be a chemical change?
Exchange of electrons would be a chemical change.
Doesn't that change the electron?
But see, technically, the class does not know what an electron is yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we can't jump too far ahead. So there's elements, and another group is a compound. Compounds have a particular combination of elements. Compounds can be broken down into those elements by chemical methods. So in terms of Legos, a compound is some little structure that you built out of the individual bricks. It can be taken apart. It's put together in a particular way, but it can be taken apart into elements. So compounds are combinations of elements. Examples of compounds are water, carbon dioxide, table sugar. If we look at these chemical formulas, which we will learn more about, we'll notice that in a compound you have more than one capital letter. So here H2O, both of those are capitals. CO2, C2H2, C12, H22O11. That's a big guy. It's got 3 capital letters. Each element has a symbol that has a capital letter, and it may or may not have a lowercase letter. So looking at chemical formulas, the really quick and dirty way of determining is it a compound or an element, how many capital letters does it have? If it's got more than one, it's a compound. If it only has one capital letter, it's an element. Because we had those examples of the elements, things like gold, there's only one capital letter. Hydrogen is H2, but there's only one capital letter. Those are elements. Okay. Chlorine is also found as Cl2. It's a lowercase l. One capital letter, element. More than one capital letter, it's going to be a compound.
Can you have one hydrogen atom by itself?
You can, but they don't like to be by
There are
themselves.
always at least 2.
Yeah, we'll learn about them. They're called the 7 diatomic elements. They're like junior high girls. They don't like to go to the bathroom by themselves. They always take a friend, right? So it's this thing. Someone pointed it out to me when I was in junior high, and I was a junior high girl. And then I noticed that, yes, we did that. We always went with a friend. And so there are some elements, and there's a reason behind it. You can have a hydrogen atom, but he's not happy by himself, and so he's going to find another hydrogen atom and pair up into a molecule. And it's all based on energy. Yes. So a compound always has atoms of different elements. If you only have one type of element in there, like H2, or there's S8, it's still an element. A compound has more than one element, and it's always going to have the same composition, the same combination of atoms. Every water molecule has 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen. Every single stinking one. Okay? Always the same composition. So let's look at this. How many of these are compounds? And this is where the count the capital letters thing comes in handy. They are all compounds because they all have more than one element. So this one has hydrogen and oxygen. This one has nitrogen and oxygen. This one has sodium, oxygen, and hydrogen. This one has manganese and oxygen. And this one has hydrogen and fluorine. And since I told you to memorize all those elements and their symbols, we should have a clue now what these guys are, right?
But what are they when they're together, like the N2O4? What is that? Since you know it's nitrogen and oxygen.
Well,
what is that
in
compound?
chapter 5, we will learn how to name that compound. And then later on, we will learn how the atoms are arranged and why they do that. And see, these are good questions. What is that? Why does it do that? What are its properties? So five of those, all of them are compounds.